Don't be lazy. Go ahead and do it the right way. Because number one, that's just nasty. Getting ready to do some candy, and right when I was getting ready to jar up my food, I realized that my jars that I already have in the oven were not being sterilized. They are ice cold, and my food is hot and ready to go, and my jars are not even ready. That's why I gotta follow a list when I am preparing for pressure canning. You know, that to-do list. Wash the lids, wash the bands, right? Wash the jars, heat the jars up if it's hot packed. You know, my little to-do list. And so in the midst of waiting, I was just scrolling through social media, minding my own business. And you know how sometimes you run up on something on social media that makes you say, okay, I've had enough of the internet for today. Well, that's exactly what I did. I ran up on somebody on social media who was getting ready to can. And they've been canning for a very long time. And one of the things that really made me say, what? was when they took out their canning jars out of a brand new box, opened it up, took the lid off, took off the band, and put their food right inside to put it in the pressure canner. They said there's no need to wash the jars because the jars will clean themselves in the pressure canner. And my first thought, that's just nasty. If you are canning anything and you buy a brand new box of canning jars, you get them home and you get ready to use them, the first thing you want to do is take them out of the box. I personally separate the lids and the bands, just temporarily. And I run a nice big old sink full of hot water with my soap in it, okay? And then I put my jars totally submerged, as many as I can get, in that water, and I let them even sit there for 5 minutes or so before I even touch them to wash them. And then I go back and I start washing my jars, and I wash them well and I rinse them well, and then I add my lids and my bands to the hot water as well, and I wash my lids and my bands. Do not take you do not know how these jars have come to be where they are on the grocery store shelf or the market shelf. You do not know what they did to these jars, right? These jars, even though the places that manufacture your jars, and I'm not talking about any particular brand, even though they probably take every precaution, that's okay. You don't know what could be on the inside of this jar that you are putting your chicken in, that you're putting your vegetables in, that you're putting your fruit in. You do not know please, 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 do not just open up a jar and put your food in it and you have not washed it, okay? I'm telling you, don't do that, all right? Because again, number one, that's just nasty. Go on and wash the jars. Now, I know some people, once they have used the jars and they wash the jars, they'll put a brand new lid and band on that jar after it's dry, of course, not wet on the inside, and they'll put the jar away so that when they get ready to use the jars again, they may just get the jar, rinse it out, and then maybe it's ready to go for canning. Because number one, they've already washed the jar. So I can understand why some people would do it that way. But to get a brand new box, as dusty and nasty as some of these boxes are, you open that up with your hands, and then you are just popping your food in to put it in your water bath or your pressure canner. Again, that's just nasty. So wash the jar, clean the jar. You want to put a good product in a clean jar, right? That's just like getting fresh spring water and putting it in a nasty glass, right? A glass with dirt and rust all on the inside. You're going to pour that beautiful water inside of something nasty and then drink it. Don't do that, all right? Now, this is a brand new box of jars right here, and I'm getting ready to wash these jars because I have another canning project that I'm getting ready to do tomorrow, right? But I'm going to prepare these jars ahead of time, getting them washed and whatever, okay? So y'all, please, 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 it is imperative, and this is just my advice to you, all right? Especially if you are new to canning. Sometimes you just can't do what you see everybody doing on TikTok or whatever, okay? You just can't do that because some people have never canned anything a day in their life, and then they come on social media pretending like they know everything to do the right way, and that's not the case, okay? So you got to be careful where you get your information from. Please be careful. Because the person that I saw doing that, to me, I'm telling you, was not good advice to give, especially if you got somebody new to canning that's watching you. Oh my goodness. Like, I think about how sometimes the jars are open and mice get into the jars, and there could be mouse droppings on the inside of the cases, and they could be urinating on the jars and all of that. I think about everything disgusting that could possibly go on with these jars before they reach us, right? And so that's why it's a good idea to wash the jar. Now, with that being said, I got these jars on my counter, but believe you me, I always sanitize my kitchen before the night is done, okay? So listen. Please take time. I know you just want to be in a hurry and get everything into the canner and all of that. But I'm telling you, your product is only going to finish the way that it began. Okay? Okay? It's only going to be as good as the way you started. So if you start with some nasty jars and you don't know what's going on inside of these jars, and then we get people sometimes on social media that opens their jars and they say, well, I did everything. I processed it the right amount of time. I debubbled. I did everything, right? But then when they open the lid, they wonder why there's some type of something growing inside of the jars. Not one jar, not two jars, but 3, 4, 5, 6 jars. So make sure that cleanliness is going to be number one when it comes to you preparing to water bath or pressure can your food. Okay? All right. Take it from Mrs. H. You know me. I'm going to tell you right. I'm not going to tell you nothing that would hurt you. Okay? So please, please, please. Okay, good. My timer's about to go off. My jars have been in there sterilizing for 25 minutes. I always do this, okay? I never, ever not sterilize my jars Okay, maybe I probably have once or so or twice or so, but I was so uncomfortable with that. I was so uncomfortable with that to the point where I was very skeptical about even eating the food in the jar. Because they say now that when you're remember, you used to have to sterilize your jars before you pressure canned anything. And then it changed to you do not have to sterilize the jars before pressure canning. They will sterilize during the process. And I did try that, but unfortunately for me, I'm sliding off this stool. Unfortunately for me, I did not even want to eat the food. Okay, I didn't throw it away, but I was very uncomfortable with the food. So now, just for my own peace of mind, regardless of what they say, I sterilize my jars, okay? Whether it's in my oven or whether it's in hot water. If I'm preparing to do a hot water bath, then I still sterilize my jars, okay? All right, y'all, that's going to do it. I hope you found this tip helpful. Wash your jars, okay? Peace and blessings, and I'll see y'all in the next video. I'm canning up some cabbage. I'm showing y'all how y'all can can this cabbage 3 different ways. And the easiest method to get this cabbage seasoned just how you want to season. When you flavor it and you open that jar, it's going to be flavored just how you want to flavor it. And I'm going to show you the easiest way that I have used to make this happen. Okay? All right. I'm going to see y'all in the upcoming video.